Wes Delks here with Chasing Giants TV, and I'm going through a 40-acre patch of timber here that I recently had logged, and we took all the marketable timber off of it, which was primarily red and black oak. And I have been going through here recently. This is my favorite time of year to do timber stand improvement projects. We're in the first week of April, so sheds have pretty much dropped off for the most part. There's a few yearling bucks in here that still have them, but sheds season has pretty much happened, and we're at the point in the year to get done a lot of those projects in the timber, but we haven't hit spring green up yet. So this is a perfect time of year. And after the loggers have come through here, I've been dropping and girdling some of the low value species that are still in here, some of the smaller diameter trees in here. I've just been dropping and girdling the palletwood species. I've hinge cut a few, but mostly just drop and girdled them. And essentially what I'm trying to leave is the white oaks that are still through here for their wildlife and whitetail value. They have the most palatable acorns. I have left some cedars through here, as this part of the country we just don't have a lot of conifers. Might sound crazy to somebody from western Missouri that's dominated by cedars, but in this area I have not. We just don't have a lot of patches with conifers in them, so any cedars I have left some walnuts through here, just for future generations, being a good steward of, I would never drop or girdle a small walnut. But just excited to see what this little patch becomes. Is we have really opened up the canopy through here, and within 2 or 3 summers of sunlight, this place is going to be an absolute jungle. As the multiflora rose responds, there's a lot of branchy, brushy stuff, cover at the height of a deer that's going to explode. And you really don't know what you're going to get when you do a TSI project, as far as how it's going to respond when you do open up the canopy. And sometimes you'll get exactly what you want. So some native grasses might pop up, some oak regeneration, and you're just thrilled to pieces. But sometimes it might be nothing but a poplar, or nothing but multiflora rose, and you have to go back in sooner rather than later and do some additional timber management efforts to get the right kind of regeneration. But excited to see what this becomes. There's really 2 kinds of chainsaw work. There's chainsaw work that puts money in your pocket, which thankful I got a sizable check here from the red oak and black oak that was here. And then there's chainsaw work that takes money out of your pocket. And that's where the additional timber stand improvements, dropping, girdling, hinge cutting, normally you're gonna have to pay somebody else to come in and do that kind of thing. So you can see behind me just how open the canopy is, and this place is going to become a jungle, and there's going to be big bucks bedded here. Can't wait. Today we are using water as an attractant, but also as a funnel. And I got Greg Coons in the excavator behind me. He becomes one with the machine, does a fantastic job. And I'm gonna step around this side, show you what we're doing here. Is there's a block of timber right here that has just been recently logged and is going to become a jungle. All of our food is going to be in this interior field between a fence row here and a fence row there. Greg is digging a long linear pond from there all the way to there, with a stand location in this fence row blowing our wind into that ag field, and a stand location there blowing our wind into that ag field. And anything that comes into this food source is going to have to go around the 2 ends of this water source as they come out of bedding into food. Can't wait to see this food source pile up and the funnel work to perfection. Some of my favorite places to put consulting plans together are when cover is the limiting factor. And the word blank slate gets used a lot in the whitetail world, but this is one of those places. We've got some open fields, some brushy fence rows, some hedgerows that come together. And we're gonna do various tree plantings, some CRP projects, but switchgrass and giant miscanthus are certainly gonna be a big part of this plan to create some bedrooms. And I like when I see these fields that have some depressions, some low spots in them, is that's oftentimes where I see deer bedded in switchgrass fields, is in those depressions out of the wind. And these fields will be sprayed with a combination of glyphosate and atrazine, and then we'll run a tree planter through here to plant some X's, some structure of giant miscanthus rhizomes, and then come back through with a drill and plant switchgrass at 4.5 pounds the acre. I don't like to plant switchgrass too thick. If you plant switchgrass at 10 pounds the acre, that would be like planting corn on 7-inch rows. It's just gonna crowd it itself. But I wanna plant switchgrass with the drill at 4.5 pounds the acre, get a good stand in here, and can't wait to see the bedroom that this is gonna become.